All right, we're ready. Go. Why did we just bring our just genius brains together to come here and talk to women that clearly are more athletic than us, have survived longer, have better working bodies, and really
survived long.
Yeah, just are kicking ass on the field off. Why did we feel, and I can tell you what I felt, but I feel like it's the same. Why are we here? Why are we bringing people this kind of insight and like really going out there with these women to talk about not just like why they're so good at soccer, but also
I mean, for growing up from the time that club soccer started all the way until my body fell apart, you
fall apart, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We're somewhat beyond it. I think my right hip's now messed up. It's fine. You just create these unbelievable relationships with so many amazing human beings from all walks of life.
Like this one?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the stories and the things that you talk to each other about, like people need to hear it. Yeah. Other than people in the soccer world, everyone needs to hear it. Everyone needs to hear it.
I really think everyone's going to be so excited to be a part of this, but also just like from a listener perspective, you're going to get so much insight from these women. This season alone has been incredible. We've talked.
I mean, what I think was fascinating is the fact that even some of my closest friends that are on here, I still didn't know some of the things that
we were able to things like that came up. Yeah, it was incredible.
Incredible.
I also think, frankly, it's just so important to get a good insight as to what it's like to be a female professional in a sport. I think it's similar across other sports. And I think talking to these women, it's a reality check for a lot of us that assume that this lifestyle's, I don't want to say easy, but it's just about sport. And that's clearly not the case. There's clearly a lot of hurdles that they have to all tackle, no matter what level you're at, or if you're playing on the national team. There's so many other aspects to putting your life towards a sport, that frankly, as women, it's even harder, right? You don't have the compensation like men. You don't necessarily have the travel like men. You don't have just like certain luxuries that I think people assume come with being a pro. And, these women, they don't even, honestly, they don't complain. They just kind of get down, they get gritty. They just kick ass. And like, for me too, it's like I was blown away, and still am, by how many girls in the league are pursuing things outside of it, like entrepreneurship and giving their time back and charity and whatnot. And that's, I think, what I'm most excited about continuing to figure out is like what's going on in this league beyond just like them performing on the field.
Exactly. And I think the NWSL in professional soccer is only growing for the girls that we've interviewed, and hopefully we'll continue to, the fact that they're able to tell their stories, and you hate it when I say this, but from the horse's mouth, they tell their own stories.
That's the right reference, but we're going to go with it.
Yep, we're going to go with it. And they get to share their own story without, a reporter asking or a story written up. It's a chronological timeline of them by them. Yeah. And I think that's the coolest thing. And you get to know the kid, you get to know the person who's a stud on the podcast.
True. And everyone knows I feel that way. There's so many people you idolize on the field, and then you meet them and it's like, it blows you away because you're like, that's not what I thought you'd be like. But there's so many examples of that. And it's so exciting. And I think it's the perfect time to get people more insight into these women. Cause I'm gonna tell you, Joe, NWSL's taking off. Women's soccer is taking off. And our washed asses are, frankly, we're probably not gonna be able to interview half these girls. They're gonna be so famous in 5 years, but let's hold on to these relationships while we still are relevant and enjoy the journey. I'm excited.
I'm so excited, and no better person to ride the wave with than my buddy Tina.
God, I feel the same way about you. This is honestly though, you're a great example of my greatest blessing out of soccer, is just meeting like incredible women and having great mentors and coaches, and all those things matter as you kind of progress through life. So let's get this going. Let's really
up.
I want to get everyone in the league.
Everyone. But the thing is, you're going to cry, you're going to laugh, you may get angry, and that's what we want. You made me cry almost on here,
Yeah.
talking about what a blessing I am,
Passionate about
blessing you've been. Are we just going to talk about how great each other are? Is that, we probably should stop and just let them listen to the podcast?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Enjoy.
Have fun with 2 wash ups, 1 pro. We're the wash ups.